What's up, everybody? It's me, Crazy Frankie, and I'd like to welcome you to my Week 11 for key game picks. A lot of things from week number 10. I will try to get to everything, but I can't guarantee on that because, I want to keep my videos at least under 15 minutes. I try not to make them long only because I want to make sure I don't want to drag all you people on because I know I'm not the best speaker or the best talker and on all my videos, but anyways, if you enjoy my talking, great. If you don't, just read my blog post on my blog. But anyways, right now, thoughts from week number 10. Congratulations to the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They finally pick up their first win of the season. And forgive me, Detroit Lions fans. I know you're going to all hate me for this, but the 2008 Detroit Lions 0-16 record is now safe. They can now pop open the champagne on that. Guys, I'm sorry. I know it's very, very cold, but I know it's cold. Forgive me on that. But I just had to throw it in. I already said it on Twitter, and I couldn't help myself. I had to throw it in there. I'm sorry. But I will talk about the Lions and their big win over the Bears in a moment here. Cincinnati and Baltimore. Who saw that Hail Mary pass at the end of that game? That was something. I didn't think that actually would happen. Anybody who's ever played football or whatever, what did the coaches have always say? You knock it down, but don't knock it down and don't knock it up in the air and let somebody else catch it. That's how Green caught that pass. It's unbelievable. Even though the Bengals came up short, they did lose in overtime to the Ravens, but still, though, that win for the Ravens, though, even though that Hail Mary pass was the highlight of that game, but really, it does keep the Ravens season alive, though. That win was huge for them. It still keeps them alive in that AFC North division. That division really is really horrific. How about the Rams crushing the Indianapolis Colts? Anybody, seriously, anybody out there on social media or NFL gurus or anybody else out there who had the Rams dominating the Colts? Because I didn't. My original pick was going to be the Colts. I thought the Colts would really have a strong game here, but really the Rams, they really destroyed the Colts in that game. You got to wonder about the Colts' confidence now. Is that team starting to look a bit shaky? And a little bit of some doubt here. It's really tough to say. If you go back to that game against the Texans, they didn't look good at all in that first half, even though they had to come from behind to beat the Texans in week number 9. But week 10 right now, you do got to question. You got to question that team now. Is this team ready to make a run? I don't know. The way they played last week against the Rams, it's starting to look a bit shaky here. And speaking of blowouts here, the Saints blowing out the Cowboys. I'm talking about a total embarrassment. You could just see the look on Rob Ryan's face in that game. Anybody who saw the Sunday night game, I don't blame Rob Ryan. Come on, the Cowboys fired him, and when this schedule came out for this game and for the Saints, you could just see the smirk and the smile on Rob Ryan's face. He was determined to just stick it to the Cowboys. You got to give that team a lot of credit right now. The Saints with that big victory. They got the Panthers on their tail. And speaking of the Panthers defense, jeez. They stopped the 49ers big time in that game, even though the game was a 10-9 game. They barely won by a single point. But really, right now, their defense just looks. That defense just looks scary. Give the Panthers defense a lot of credit. They held the 49ers in the second half to 45 yards. The Niners just couldn't do anything offensively. But really, right now, the Panthers defense is going to be tested in week number 11 here. They're going to play the Patriots, and that actually is going to be one of my key games that I'm going to talk about in a few moments here. Peyton Manning surviving a scary injury in that win against the Chargers last week. And at the time of this video right now, latest reports coming out from the Broncos camp is that Peyton Manning will be playing Sunday against the Chiefs. So that's going to be huge for the Broncos because I think they really need him for this game. And speaking about the Chiefs and the Broncos coming up, that's going to be another key game. And like I say, I don't want to get into too much detail on what the rest might be. I'll talk about more about this. The Lions, great victory over the Bears last week. Really, I mean, this was a huge win. I mean, Calvin Johnson, another big game, two touchdown receptions. I mean, Matthew Stafford, I mean, he's on a roll. You got to give this guy a lot of credit right now. But I think to me, it was more about the Bears in this game. Whoever on the coaching staff said it was that Cutler was going to play in this game and all that. In all honesty, I think to me it was a big mistake. I mean, you could just see Cutler. I mean, he just didn't have much mobility. This guy could barely scramble or anything out of the pocket. I mean, I think Josh McCown should have been playing in this game. I think they would have had a better shot of winning, but hey, you got to give the Detroit Lions defense in the end stop the 2-point conversion that would have tied the game in the end. I mean, this Lions team right now, this is their big chance right now to try to take over the division right now. I mean, right now the Packers going to the Packers here. I mean, they lost against the Eagles last week, and from latest reports, they're trying to bring back Matt Flynn to try out for quarterback here. I mean, right now it's getting, the quarterback situation right now in Green Bay is getting a little shaky right now. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be back for a couple more weeks, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the NFC North division. Anyways, enough about week number 10. Let's get into week 11. My first key game is, I can't believe I'm picking this as a key game here, but it is. The Redskins and the Eagles. When I was talking about the Eagles right now, a great victory last week against the Packers. Redskins, I know they lost to the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, really, the Redskins, really, in all honesty, I don't know what happened with their defense right now. I mean, I would think their defense looked a little good in the first half. I mean, the Redskins, really, against the Vikings last week, I mean, they basically just destroyed them until their defense kind of just didn't show up in the second half. But really, right now, I mean, this is a game that the Redskins need to win to save their season, because if they don't beat the Eagles, I think it's starting to say, safe to say right now, their season may be nearing an end, because really right now we are less than 6 weeks away from the regular season ending, and really this might be the Redskins' last chance to keep their playoff hopes alive. And for the Eagles right now, can Nick Foles make it 3 games in a row? I don't know. It's going to be tough to say right now. I'm going to gamble here. I think to me, if the Redskins defense here can step up more in this game here, and stop the Eagles offense right there, I think they have a shot here. Will it be a close game? I think it will be. I don't think there's going to be a blowout here. I mean, Eagles defense is going to need to play a little bit better for this one, because RG3 is starting to run. His mobility is starting to get back starting to come back now, and you got to wonder about their running game too. But really, their defense right now is going to be the key here. I think I'm going to go with the Redskins here. If their defense can step up much better this week, I think they have a shot to beat the Eagles here. I'm going to go for the upset here. I'm going to say the Redskins beat the Eagles here. Key game number 2. The 49ers at the Saints. Now, the 49ers' loss was huge last week. And right now, they puts them right now on the 6th seed in the NFC conference right now. And they got a tough task going against the Saints here. For Colin Kaepernick here, he's going to need to really play much more better against the Saints. The Saints are really starting to look good. I mean, they're too good at home. It's tough to go against them in this game here. But I think for Colin Kaepernick, he's going to have to really keep up with the Saints' offense here. If he can't, I think to me, the Saints are going to win huge in this one here. But you got to wonder, I don't know if Vernon Davis is going to be back from this game. I mean, he was kind of injured in the game against the Panthers. I mean, really right now, you got to wonder about the 49ers and their offense right here. I mean, that game really was... I mean, you got to wonder about the 49ers offense now. I mean, the read option, they tried it, didn't work against the Panthers defense. Their running game looked pretty stopped the entire game. I mean, especially for the Saints right now, if the Saints are playing with this much confidence at home and all that, I think it's going to be tough for the 49ers to win in New Orleans here. I'm going to go with the Saints here. I think to me it might turn into a shootout here unless Colin Kaepernick can really keep the game close, but I think to me the Saints are just too good at home. I like them at home here. I'm not going to go against them. I'm going to say the Saints beat the 49ers here. Key game number 3, Patriots and Panthers. Panthers defense, this is going to be their big test for them here. A big test to see if they can stop Tom Brady in the offense. Tom Brady and Gronkowski, I mean, their offense is starting to click a little bit here. I mean, I know it took them this long in the season to get it going, but I think to me right here, this is going to be the Panthers' big test right here. If they can stop the Patriots here, I think to me, I can say that the Panthers are going to be a legit contender to get into the playoffs here. And for the Panthers, I mean, they really need this game to keep pace with the Saints here. Because if they don't beat the Patriots, they're going to be 2 games behind. And remember, they got the Saints coming up very, very soon. And it's going to be huge for them. And I think for the Patriots here, I mean, they got a bit of cushion in the AFC East here. I mean, they still lead by, I think, a couple of games against the Jets. I'm going to say, I think to me, the Patriots, I think they're going to stop the Panthers' winning streak here. I like the Patriots on the road here. I think they're going to go into Carolina and beat them. I think to me, Tom Brady, I mean, I think they're going to figure out this defense here. I mean, this is a test for the Panthers, and I just think to me, it's hard for me to go against Tom Brady here. I mean, I will go on and this game will be close, no question about it. But I'm going to go with the Patriots to defeat the Panthers. I think the Patriots stop the Panthers' winning streak. And key game number 4, it's the big one. Of course, Chiefs at the Broncos. Peyton Manning, of course, I said earlier in this video, he is cleared to play. He will be playing in this game. So that definitely helps the Broncos here. And I think to me, with Peyton Manning back in there, this is going to be a big test for the Chiefs' defense here. I know their defense is good, but can their pass rush stop Peyton Manning here? They're going to really need to get to him in order to win this game. And I don't see it happening here. I mean, if Peyton Manning starts getting on a groove and he continues to just throw the pass, keep throwing passes like crazy here, I like the Broncos in this game here. I think to me, I don't know if the Chiefs are ready for this. I mean, Peyton Manning and their offense just looks way too good on the Broncos side. I'm going to go out and say the Broncos win this game here. I just think that if the Chiefs defense, their pass rush can't get to Peyton Manning, I really don't give them much of a chance here in this one. I'm going to say the Broncos defeat the Chiefs here. It might be a close game, but unless if the Chiefs defense can get to Peyton Manning, I don't see them beating them. I'm going to say the Broncos beat the Chiefs here. I think the Broncos will give the Chiefs their first loss of the regular season. Well, that's it, everybody. That is it for my video for Week 11. Check out crazyfrankie56.blogspot.com for all of my Week 11 picks. And I will see you all next week. Take care and enjoy your football weekend.